Hey everybody, Steve here from Steve's Garage, and it's another beautiful day here in Western Mass. It's like 60 something degrees today, and it is October 17th, and it's just a nice day. We're going to do a little welding today, and we're still working on our Model A Duesenberg. Now I got to tell you something, a little story this morning to start you off. I was born in 1960, raised during the 60s and 70s, you know, and then you go out on your own and make your way through life. And I was at a show last Sunday, and it was actually a swap meet. I don't want to name it, but I'm sure you'll find out by going through my videos. So my buddy and I are there, and we go through, you know, we walk around. And everyone's smoking pot now. I mean, the weed was everywhere, which I don't care, but it's just it's pretty funny because back in the 70s, if you were caught smoking pot, you might as well have been a murderer back then. And now it's, you know, it's everywhere. So I looked at him and said, "Hey, you want to get a burger? I'll buy you a burger. We'll have something before we head out." So we go to the burger stand, which is just a little hut, you know. And I said, "Give me 2 cheeseburgers and 2 waters," because we didn't want soda. 2 cheeseburgers and 2 waters. So that's 2 cheeseburgers, 2 waters. So the girl is staring at the register. Now I've got a $20 bill in my hand, thinking should be more than enough. And she says, I says, what's up? She says, "I'm doing the math." I'm like, "Doing the math?" And she's staring off in space, young kid, and finally looks at me and goes, "That's $32. You heard it right, $32. So I said, "Wait a minute," because it was a trigger since she said, you know, I have to do the math. I'm thinking, well, maybe she got it wrong. I said, "How much are the burgers?" She says, $12 a piece. "How much are the waters?" $4 a piece. I says, "Yeah, that's $32. So I took another 20 out and handed it to her and get my $8 and change. We get the burgers. They're hamburgers that are pre-cooked, wrapped in tin foil. And then there's, you know, they put them in a pile so they stay warm. And the patty is that thick, you know, less than a 1/4 inch thick, and a slice of cheese and a soggy roll because it's been sitting. And I'm like, are you kidding me? $32 freaking dollars. So yeah, we're all puppets on a string now. You know, it's like paying. I said, look at my buddy, I go, "I'm never leaving the house again." I mean, just for principle. Why are we paying that kind of money? You know, as a human race in America, we should start, you know, remember boycotts in the 70s? Let's boycott. Let's stop paying these prices. And the prices have to come down if they're not selling anything. But, you know, no one, you know, we can never get anybody to get together in a group again. So that's my rant for the day. And probably I shouldn't do that. But I just thought, you know, pretty amazing that we're paying $12 for a hamburger. It's the same as a McDonald's burger, basically. And I come from the era where McDonald's burgers were 10 cents a piece. So $12, hard to swallow. Get it? Pardon the pun. Anyway, I've been ranting and raving about it since Sunday. It's Tuesday. I think I'm done now that I said that on film. Anyway, back to the car. So today, we are working on the headlight bar for my Model A Duesenberg build. And the build is coming along great. We'll show it to you in a second. But if you can see this end here, probably getting this side of the camera for you. Now I made this thing from scratch. So this is the end that bolts to the fender. And you probably can't see it, but I drilled through and I through welded in the back to the front here. And then I welded around the front and ground it all down. And of course I have to do some finish sanding on there. And so now I've got my screw end to go into my fender, and this will hold the headlight here, you know. So we're going to weld this up. The other end needs to be finish welded. The light brackets need to be finish welded, the light holders or whatever you want to call them. And this end is done. So without any further ado, let's rock and roll. We'll go over the car. I'll show you what's happening and what our next plans are, and we'll go from there. And if you want a $12 burger, come on over. I'll be more than happy to make you one. So here's the car. Again, every chance I get, I kind of continue to go back to the buffing of the paint. Paint's really come out good. I think, a little bit more buffing and we're going to be in great shape. I did put the trunk lid on. As you can see here, the lines look pretty darn good. Again, everything's handmade in the shop here. And so there's the trunk lid in action. And I've got my fender skirts on. And again, everything's been sanded and buffed. Put that down. And these are off of Ford. I don't remember the year though. Anyway, those are trunk latches off another car. Brand new repops. And these are the running boards, front fenders. If you're picking up dust, the car is dusty because, you buff it and it's dusty within an hour. And I've got my radiator cap on there, my radiator shell. Got a pretty good stance to it. I do think I want to take a couple of springs out and lower it just a hair. I need maybe an inch or so, almost 2 inches out of the front end lower. I did paint the hood. The hood has not been buffed yet, but it came out pretty darn good. There's 3 coats of clear coat on there. And I've got to tighten up my glass patterns a little bit before I have glass made. I do have a repair to do on this fender. And I want to get all my painting done this week because being the middle of October, we're at a position now where, snow is a month away or so. And every time I paint, I've got to pull the car out. So it's just, I've got to rearrange this whole place because I've got my old 52 pickup and my hot rod I put in a different building, and then I'll have room to move here. I'm going to pull my Model A in right where your camera is, and then I'm going to have this here, and I'm going to work on both of those this winter, and we'll do more videos and catch you up on all that stuff. So let's get to do some welding, and we'll go from there. Got our nickels, call it dropping dimes. Welding halfway over your other weld. Now, add a little weld to this. Need to add some weld for grinding. And there you have it. I'm going to zoom out. So I want to show you when you have a piece like this that is curved, every time you lay it down, the curve wants to drop. So if you use your ground cable, you can turn things around, clamp it on, and use your ground cable to hold it in place while you weld it. So if I take the ground cable off, see, it wants to flop right back down. So your ground cable works as a little bit of a vise to hold it where you want it, and you can turn it around, and it's just a cool little trick. So that's that end. Now we'll go for the other end. The other light holder here. Zoom in on that. Give you some live action. Getting seasick? always shut your gas off when you're done welding. So don't leak out, because it will leak out. Those valves leak. I don't care what anyone says. Learned that the hard way. Had it off for a couple days. I didn't shut the valves, and she dumped all her gas. So there it is. Here's the finished end. Here's a very hot end because it's fresh welded. And I'll show you where this is going to go. This is going right in here between the fenders. It'll be painted black, and that'll hold the headlights on. I've already done all the, had it mocked up and in place a long time ago. So everything has to be ground down, primed and painted, and we'll see if we can get that done. So I'm going to show you a little bit of grinding. Otherwise I think this will be a long video. This has cooled down quite a bit, and we'll go from there. still warm. So that was just a couple of, a few minutes really. And that shows you, if I can get a better view of that from the side. A little more finished sanding and polishing, and that will be ready for paint. I'm not going to put any filler in there. We'll get that smoothed down nice, paint it, and it'll look just like the stuff did back in the day. They didn't put filler on all that stuff. They sanded it best they could and called it a day. Painted it. It was a beautiful job, and people didn't focus on those kind of details. They looked at the big picture instead. So that's it for today. Working on the light bar. I've got to get that painted. I've got a little repair, a patch or a piece of some paint to do on the front fender. Paint my brackets for my front bumper. And I have two little pieces that's going to go in on the running boards and paint those. So that's all I've got for paint. And that'll get us done for the season with paint. And then we're into motor work and wiring, interior, all that fun stuff. So thanks for following along. Thank you for all the great comments. I get comments from all over the world, honestly. And we've got 547 followers right now. It's not much compared to other people, like Bad Chad has 267,000, but he's been doing it for years. I just started this a year ago. Or not even, I started in February of this year, so I know it's that 7-8 months. So anyway, on behalf of me, Old Earl's over in the corner. We didn't get him in the video today. And he may be hanging out in the garden for Halloween because we got a couple weeks till Halloween. We got to get set up. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Say hi to your friends. Hug your dog and take care. We'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.